how to find peace and get things done. You have to think about your reasons and think about this carefully. Having the courage, you have to have the courage to do what you were meant to do, to find your way. It's very important. You must have good intentions behind the way that you've chosen for yourself. You might think of a way as a life goal. That would be an oversimplification of what a way actually is. Uh, so you can't be superficial with it, like making more money or mindless pleasure seeking, because that is just a waste of time. Now, before you decide to go all in and decide on a way for yourself, this is crucially important. You have to be aware that this is dangerous. You are better off joining the rest of society. You're better off living without a way at all, lest you fall into these dangers. You could become easily become corrupted based on the treatment that you receive or from society, or the things which you experience and see, which could warp your conscience, could warp your sense of what you think the truth is. You could end up losing your morals or even your faith, fall into corruption and sin, turn to destructive behaviors um, as an attempt to trying to find your way. Or you might find yourself a way and try to achieve the impossible, become overly idealistic and try your best to make a utopia, but you'll never achieve such a goal. You might lose your realisticness. Is that a word? You might lose realism if you are so set on your way without um, without gaining the knowledge and wisdom of the people around you. So all these are dangers, of course, to be aware of. So you have to, before you find a way, you have to think very carefully about what that way might be and the consequences that could result from it. Don't just decide, oh, because of my way, I'm going to, I don't know, quit my job, I'm going to do this and this, move to Antarctica or some shit. Like, you have to still, the point is, uh, don't fall into illusions of your own biases. Make sure you receive input from the your environment and from society, and that helps you not lose your grip on reality, and it also helps to keep you sane. So don't abandon the people you love and the people who try to help you. Listen to them, but stay strong uh, on your principles and your morals. That's all. This is the first step, becoming secure in yourself, and it involves a series of things. Removing the mask, that's very important. People wear this metaphorical mask and hide their true selves because they are afraid of being judged, or they're afraid of having others think badly of them. So they keep up this image of themselves because they want to, they live to appease other people. So, what is that first step? You have to remove the mask and embrace who you really are. And it's not as easy as it sounds. You have to get comfortable. You have to find out about yourself, to stop deluding yourself and stop trying to make yourself feel better, and confront yourself with the reality. So, another very important thing, principles and morals. You have to, is very, very key. You have to stay true to your principles and morals. You have to, if you don't know what your principles are, you must find them in whatever way possible before you could go on to the next step. So, another thing, what you want versus what's expected of you. So, it's important, instead of thinking in terms of what you should do, as in what others expect from you, you have to constantly be thinking, okay, what do I want? What do I want? That way, you have the power and you have that secureness in yourself. So you need to be brave and go out for what you want. Of course, taking your principles and morals into account whilst you're making your decisions. So get out of thinking about what you should do. What do you want to do? That's the key. So preparedness. Yeah, you have to be prepared for anything to happen. You have to be prepared that what you decide on, your decisions, they have consequences. Whatever it is you choose to do in your life, that comes with consequences, and you have to have the responsibility to accept that and do something about it. So, reawakening your natural aggression and instincts. Yes, this is probably going to be taken out of context, but I'll explain it here. So, everyone has the natural instincts. Some people are less aware, some people are more aware. You have to reawaken that, because that is power and that is becoming secure in yourself. So once you've become grounded in your principles and your morals, you are more aware of who you really are behind the mask and have the courage to express yourself. Uh, then comes the second step, the right mindset. This is very important before you even think about your way or make that decision. So here's a quote that I actually really like, from the show Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Which, okay, if you take it literally, without the principles and morals being taken into consideration, uh, it will turn you into a bully or a monster that feels no remorse. So that's not good. So this is why what was I gonna say? So strike first, strike hard. I agree with that. Like, it's going out, getting what you want, not being casual about it or playing it safe. Knowing what you want, being self-confident. The no mercy I prefer to interpret as no hesitation. That would be a better term for it. So, people are too casual these days. Uh, I think it's not anyone's fault for that. It's society, to be honest. Everyone wants things the easy way, the safe way. They're not prepared to take risks and lose things. They always want to be comfortable, and that's why that's not the type of mindset you want to have. Uh, Also, having integrity and honesty. Okay, make sure you keep your word. You do what you say you're gonna do. You mean what you say, and what you stick to your beliefs, no matter what. Never being immoral, in uh, don't step over your allies and the people who actually care about you. Never take advantage of other people. And one important thing to talk about, attention. So, attention is like a drug. Everyone seems to live for getting attention. This is why, social media is such a big thing. Like, everyone wants to be seen, everyone wants to be heard, and that's natural within all of us, even me, you know, and that's not a good thing. You should do the things you want and come up with your way, not because of other people's approval or for you to be seen by other people, but to do that for yourself and for your own good. So, attention is a drug, okay? And finally, the main topic of this presentation, find your way. This is only possible after you implement all the previous steps fully and completely seriously. None of that casual or I'll give this a try bullshit. You have to, or if you want this for yourself, if you really want to be successful in finding your way and staying true to it, you have to take all these other steps into consideration. Understand that others have their own way, and your way should not be a way for every single person. No, that thinking is wrong, and it's what leads to arguments, conflicts, and leads to the end of relationships and friendships. Ways should never be enforced. Come up with your own way, but never expect others to follow you, or never expect others to see you. Remove them from the equation. This is about yourself, something that you're doing for yourself, and that's what's important. So, there's an example of a way that I'd like to share. So, I call this the way of righteousness. Uh, this is, there's nothing wrong with choosing that as your way. You want to become righteous, good, uh, sticking to your religion, your beliefs, or if you're spiritual, your spiritual beliefs. This is only a problem when you impose this on other people, and when it prevents the freedom of others, or when it leads to arguments and failing to get along with others, or shutting other people out of your life just because they come into conflict with their way comes into conflict with your way of righteousness. And that is absolutely wrong. You should, even though you should have a way, this should never mean that you fail to coexist with others or try to understand others from the goodness of your own heart. Um, so I find that the way of righteousness often clashes with the way of exploration, and uh, yeah, for good reasons. Righteousness is more of a linear way, a linear path. Exploration is more of the using the free will and seeking experience from the world and using that to find out the truth. Yes, and that's all I was going to say about this. Remember, try to get along with others. If they reject you, okay, that's fine. If they don't, then that's also fine. If you ever manage to become successful and manage to find your way, you'll actually do more than you ever thought was possible. Uh, you'll have the confidence you need to navigate your way through life's difficulties. If you do manage to still make friends along the way, at least, or if you end up losing a lot of friends and keeping some, at least the ones who stayed behind were real ones, which is good. And if you remember the previous thing I was saying about never seeking attention or approval, then this shouldn't bother you. Even if no one is on your side, it shouldn't bother you. You'll no longer be a loser or stay ignorant. You'll I can't promise anyone happiness, but uh, hopefully you'll become happier and more enlightened, at least, if you're strong enough to stick with your principles and your way. Um, Even though you have a way, leave yourself open to the perspectives of others whilst staying true to your principles. If someone tries to peer pressure you, bribe you, attack you, you need to stay true to your way. And that's what is important. So make sure morals and principles are the key focus point behind this. Don't become too reckless or fall into the dangers. So that's it for now, and I hope you take all that I've said into consideration. And remember, there's a reason you clicked on this video. Think about that.